Okay.
Hello, everyone. Today, I am going to be giving an informative speech on Max Verstappen, who is the #1 driver in the world right now in the sport of F1. And today, my audience members are my parents, Mike and Sharon. And here we go. Imagine being 18 years old and sitting in the cockpit of an F1 car that reaches over 200 miles per hour. Now imagine driving up against 19 other drivers who are the best of the best at what they do, and not only keeping pace with them, but also securing a win and gaining you the title of becoming the youngest person to ever win a Grand Prix in F1 history. This is the incredible true story of Max Verstappen. Hello, everyone. Today I will be discussing Max Verstappen's incredible journey from a childhood karting prodigy to becoming the youngest person to ever win a Grand Prix and to now being a three-time world champion on his way to secure a fourth title win under his belt. And this is all by the age of 26. My insight stems from 5 years of avidly following the sport of Formula One, and it all initially stemmed from the Netflix TV series called Drive to Survive. And in this TV series, I fell in love with the history of F1 and the drama, of course. But for the last 5 years, following Max Verstappen's career and seeing him surmount all of these obstacles was truly incredible. Today, I will be using sources of Red Bull Racing, Oracle Red Bull Racing, the FIA, Formula One, and BBC Sports to give you a comprehensive look into Max's extraordinary career. First, I will discuss his childhood and how that set the path for his career. And next, I will discuss his impressive stint in Formula 3 and his rapid ascension into the next levels. And finally, I will conclude with discussing his Formula One career and the records he has broken that set the path for him to become a world champion. Here is Max Verstappen's journey from a small child with a need for speed to conquering the F1 grid. Redbull.com has a biography on Max Verstappen, and this is where I learned that he was born in Hasselt, Belgium, on September 30th, 1997. And he was born into a family with a very prestigious racing pedigree. His father, Josh Verstappen, was a former Formula One driver, and he is currently driving rally cars for Red Bull. And his mother, Sophie, was also a very successful kart driver in her early days. And Max demonstrated a passion for racing very early on in his childhood. Josh Verstappen did an interview with Andrew Benson for BBC Sports back in October of 2022. And this is where he told Benson that at 4.5 years old, Max had called him. And little Max was bawling his eyes out because he was witnessing a race where he was watching kids much younger than him driving these karts, and he wanted to be one of them. And that's where his parents knew that they weren't pushing him to drive, he wanted to drive. But it took some time. And by age 7, Max participated in his first kart race, and he actually won, which was very impressive because he was racing against kids who had a lot more experience and many years on him. And for him to beat them was just crazy. And this is where it all started. And Red Bull states that by 2005, Max had won his first championship, the Belgian Mini. And by 2013, Max had won every single title you could imagine in the junior karting racing community. And this was his signal that it was time for him to move on. He was done with junior karting. And those who dream of being an F1C, they have to go through a set of progression steps. They will begin in Formula 3, and then they will progress to Formula 2, and then they hope that they have earned their spot as a Formula 1 driver. And these Formula 1 team managers are constantly monitoring the lower levels to really see who has proved themselves and who is a shining star that they can mold. And Max was one of the brightest stars they had all seen in a very long time. Max's Formula career began with only 1 year in Formula 3. Joss had told Andrew Benson that Max had begun testing with the Formula One Renault car. And this test was really impressive because one, it was raining, which makes racing very dangerous. And besides those environmental aspects, Max had shown these team managers that he had speed and he had consistency, which is a huge thing when it comes to Formula drivers. And this is why Renault allowed him to keep testing in their car through the fall and the winter. And Red Bull states that by 2014, Max was promoted into the Van Amersfoort racing team in Formula 3, at the age of 16. And this was pretty impressive for a kid his age. He didn't have a lot of time to get adjusted, but he did it. And he had won the sixth race that season. And then he had won six consecutive races after that, which put him third overall in the F3 European Championship, which is stated on the FIA's website under their champion results and statistics. And this one season really changed everything for Max because Red Bull had taken notice of him now at this point. And this is where they gave him the opportunity to drive for their sister team, Scuderia Toro Rosso. And this move in 2015 is what made him the youngest driver to ever race in Formula One, which is very impressive. He was only about 17 years old at this time. Oracle Red Bull Racing states that Max had made his debut race with Scuderia Toro Rosso at the 2015 Australian Grand Prix. And he did okay. He did. But by the 2015 Malaysian Grand Prix, Max had earned the title of the youngest point scorer ever in history, yet again breaking a record. In his debut year, Max secured 49 points, which was pretty decent for a young kid going against drivers who had been doing this for 10 years. And this one season really shaped his second season. His second season, he only drove in 4 races before being promoted to the Oracle Red Bull Racing main team. And he made his debut race with Red Bull at the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix. And this is where he truly defied all odds. He was brand new to the circuit and he fought his way to win that Grand Prix. And he became the youngest person to ever win a Grand Prix in Formula One history, which is impressive. And then from there on, within the next 4 seasons, Red Bull states that he had won 10 victories. And this is all documented on the FIA's website as well. But his true crowning achievement came in 2021. Formula One gives a good statement on this in his biography, and it goes over how in 2021 at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Max fought his hardest to beat out the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, and he did it. And it was an uproar because Lewis Hamilton was a fan favorite. He was the top of the top for 7 years, and Max's little underdog took that away from him, but he earned it. And with that achievement, he truly set his own standard. And in 2022, he had gone on to secure his second world title championship. And he had also broken the record of the most race victories within one season. And by 2023, he broke that record. And then he also gained his third world title championship. And that leads us to now, where he is on his way to secure his 4th world title championship in the 2024 Formula One series. Going over all of this, I hope I have given you a good insight into what Max was like as a child of a Formula One star to making his own name in the junior karting community and to now dominating the sport of F1. It's clear as day that this young man has earned everything, and no one can take that away from him. And this is why he is an inspiration to us all, because he is showing that with his drive and his determination and his heart in the sport, we can also defy all odds if it's what we want. No one can tell us no, only ourselves. And in conclusion, this is Max Verstappen. Thank you, guys.